August 18th, 1966. Phuoc Tuy Province, South Vietnam, 18 kilometers east of Saigon. The monsoon season. Heavy rain falls continuously. The ground is mud. Visibility is limited. Miserable conditions for everyone. Worse for those about to fight. Task Force Nui Dat, the Australian base. 1,500 soldiers from the 1st Australian Task Force. They occupy a former rubber plantation. Cleared fields of fire. Wire perimeter. Artillery. The Australians arrived in Phuoc Tuy 2 months earlier. Part of Australia's commitment to the Vietnam War, support for the Americans, defence of South Vietnam against communist aggression, the official reasons. The soldiers care less about politics. They are professionals. They have a job. They do it. August 17th, the day before, 0300 hours, mortar rounds crash into Nui Dat, 82mm. The barrage lasts 14 minutes, over 100 rounds. The base takes hits. 1 Australian. Killed. 23 wounded. Ammunition dumps are targeted but not hit. The attack is harassing fire, annoyance, but it demonstrates Viet Cong capability. They are close, watching. Confident enough to attack an Australian base. Dawn, August 18th. The decision is made. Send a patrol to find the mortar firing positions, clear the area, locate and destroy Viet Cong forces. D Company, 6th Battalion, Royal Australian Regiment receives the mission. Delta Company, 6 RAR. 108 men commanded by Major Harry Smith. Smith is experienced. Korean War veteran, professional, respected. His company is well trained. National servicemen mixed with regulars. The conscripts and volunteers serve together, fight together. D Company is ready. They prepare for a routine patrol, search and clear. Find the mortars. Maybe make contact. Probably not. The VC usually avoid engagement with formed units. This will be different. D Company moves out at 10:45 hours. 108. Soldiers. 4 platoons. 10 platoon commanded by 2nd Lieutenant Jeff Kendall. 11 platoon by 2nd Lieutenant Gordon Sharp. 12 platoon by 2nd Lieutenant Dave Sabin. Company headquarters. They march east from Nui Dat toward the Long Tan rubber plantation. 4 kilometers away, the suspected mortar position. The soldiers carry SLR rifles. 7.62mm, 20-round magazines. Machine gun sections have M60 guns, belts of ammunition. Each man carries 100 to 200 rounds, grenades, water, rations, standard patrol load. They expect a few hours in the field, maybe contact, maybe nothing. They move in tactical formation, spacing, security, professional. The rain increases, heavy monsoon downpour, visibility drops to 50 meters. The soldiers are soaked, equipment is wet, weapons are wet. The mud sucks at boots. Movement is slow, difficult, but they continue. This is the mission. The rubber plantation. Long Tan rubber plantation. Rows of rubber trees planted in neat lines. French colonial agriculture. The trees are mature, 15 meters tall, trunks 40 centimeters diameter. The rows are precise, 7 meters apart, east to west, north to south. The geometry creates corridors, long sight lines, good fields of fire for defense. Also good for ambush. The undergrowth is minimal. Rubber plantations are maintained, cleared. The ground is relatively open between trees. This favours movement, but it also favours observation. No concealment. If you can see the enemy, they can see you. The plantation is a chessboard. Pieces move in straight lines. The tactics are different than jungle fighting, more like European warfare, linear, geometric. D Company enters the plantation at 1500 hours. They find the suspected mortar positions, shell craters, spent cartridges, footprints in mud. The VC fired from here then withdrew. The trail is fresh, hours old, maybe less. Smith decides to follow, locate the enemy, standard. Procedure. The company advances east through the plantation. 15:55 hours. 10 platoon is forward. They are the advance guard. Kendall's 33 men. They move carefully, weapons ready, spacing maintained, eyes scanning. The rain hammers down, thunder rumbles, visibility is terrible. The soldiers see movement ahead. Figures in the trees. Viet Cong, contact. The Australians open fire. The VC return fire. The engagement is brief, sharp. The enemy withdraws. Running east. 10 platoon pursues. Standard drill. Keep pressure on the enemy. Do not let them break contact. Maintain contact. Call for support. Destroy them. The platoon advances. 1600 hours. The platoon stops. Kendall sees the situation developing. More VC ahead. Many more. Not a patrol, not a squad. Formations of troops, dozens, hundreds. This is not a local guerrilla force. This is a formed unit. Regiment-sized, maybe division. 10 platoon is outnumbered 30-1, maybe worse. Kendall radios. Smith. Contact. Heavy contact. Large enemy force. Request support, Smith acknowledges. He moves the company forward. 11 platoon on the left flank, 12 platoon on the right. Company headquarters behind. The company will support 10 platoon. Classic infantry tactics. The Australians advance through the rain. The storm breaks. 16-15 hours. The Viet Cong attack. Not a probe, not harassment. Full assault. Wave attacks from the east. Hundreds of soldiers charging through the rubber trees. They scream. Whistles blow. Bugles sound. This is human wave tactics. Chinese communist doctrine. Overwhelm through numbers. Accept casualties. Close with the enemy. Win through determination. The Viet Cong wear khaki uniforms, pith helmets, canvas web gear. They carry AK-47s, Soviet rifles 7.62mm, reliable, effective. They also carry RPGs, rocket-propelled grenades, anti-tank weapons used against infantry, B-40 rockets, Chinese mortars. The VC are well-armed, well-organised. This is not guerrilla warfare. This is conventional infantry assault by a professional force. The VC are confident. They outnumber the Australians 25-1. They expect victory, quick, decisive, annihilate the company, then withdraw before reinforcements arrive. 10 platoon takes the first assault. The 33 Australians form a hasty defensive line. They fire into the mass of attackers. SLR rifles on semi-automatic. The L101 self-loading rifle. British designed. 7.62mm NATO. 20-round magazine. Gas-operated. Reliable. Accurate. The Australians are trained to fire aimed shots, not spray. Each trigger pull is deliberate. Sight picture, breathe, squeeze. The discipline is automatic. Years of training, the rounds impact. VC soldiers fall, drop weapons, crumple, but more come, always more. The M60 machine guns roar, 2 guns per platoon, 6 total in the company. The M60s are American, 7.6, 2mm, belt-fed, gas-operated. Rate of fire 600 rounds per minute. The guns traverse and search, side to side, up and down, walking fire across the VC formations. The effect is devastating. Groups of attackers go down, cut down by sustained fire. The machine gunners are experts, national service trained. They know their weapons, know the doctrine. Fire in bursts of 3 to 7 rounds, conserve ammunition, maintain barrel life. But as the assault intensifies, doctrine is abandoned. The gunners fire longer bursts, 10 rounds, 20. The barrels heat rapidly. The guns must keep firing. Everything depends on fire superiority. But the VC keep coming. They charge through their own dead. Bodies lie in the mud. The living step over them. Keep advancing. More replace the fallen. The wave rolls forward. This is the doctrine. Human waves. Sheer numbers. Overwhelmed defensive fires through mass. If 100 attack and 50 die, 50 reach the enemy. That is victory. The mathematics favour offence, or so the theory goes. It assumes defenders break, that morale collapses, that fire discipline fails. The Australians do not break. Private Ian Campbell fires his SLR methodically. He counts rounds. 19, 20. Magazine empty. He reloads, inserts fresh magazine, chambers round, continues firing. He has fired 40 rounds in 2 minutes. He has 10 magazines. 200 rounds total. At this rate, he will be empty in 10 minutes. He does the mathematics automatically, trained response he must conserve, but the VC are close. 40 metres, he must fire. He makes each shot count, aims centre mass, squeezes. The training works, his rounds hit. VC drop. He does not think about killing. No time, only survival. Maintain fire, stay alive, protect your mates. That is all that matters. The Australians are disciplined. Fire control is maintained. Platoon sergeants walk behind the line. They watch ammunition. They count bursts from M60s. They check. Soldiers. Who is firing too fast? Who is conserving? They redirect fire. Target that group. Watch that flank. The sergeants are veterans. Korea, Malaya, Borneo. They know combat. They steady the young soldiers. National servicemen, conscripts. 17, 18, 19 years old. Many in their first firefight. The sergeants keep them fighting, keep them alive. The VC push closer, 50 meters, 40. They throw grenades, Chinese stick grenades, Type 67, long wooden handle, cast iron fragmentation head. They are thrown like hammers. The VC have strong arms. The grenades sail 30 meters, land in Australian positions, explode. The fragmentation is deadly. Shrapnel cuts flesh, punctures organs. 3 Australians are wounded in the first grenade attack. They scream, fall. Medics run forward. Corporal Bob Buick is hit by shrapnel. Left leg, right arm. He keeps fighting. He props his SLR against a tree. Fires left-handed. Blood runs down his arm. Soaks his uniform. He ignores it. Pain is irrelevant. The wound is not immediately fatal. He can still shoot. That is what matters. Buick fires another magazine, then another. Eventually blood loss forces him down. He passes out. The medic reaches him, applies tourniquet, stops the bleeding. Buick survives. He will receive the military medal for his actions, fighting wounded for 20 minutes, refusing evacuation, keeping his rifle in the fight. That is Australian infantry. Tough, determined, professional. 16:30 hours, Smith commits 11 platoon. Sharp's 30 men move to the left flank. They advance through rubber trees at the double. Running, crouched, weapons ready. They reach position, form a line. Extend D Company's perimeter. The additional frontage is critical. The VC were flanking 10 platoon. Now 11 platoon covers that approach. They open fire immediately, enfilade fire, shooting across the VC assault. The geometry is perfect. Every round passes through multiple potential targets. The effect multiplies. The VC assault on the left falters, stops. The attackers take cover, return fire, but the momentum is lost. Sharp directs his platoon calmly. He is 22 years old, officer cadet school graduate. This is his first combat. He is terrified but does not show it, cannot show it. He is the platoon commander. His soldiers look to him. He must be calm, confident. He walks behind the firing line, checks positions, talks to soldiers. You're doing well. Keep firing. Watch your ammunition. The soldiers respond to his calmness. They steady. The platoon functions as trained. Sharp will survive the battle. Be recommended for military cross. He does not think about awards now. Only the mission. Hold the line. Support 10 platoon. Win this. The combined fire from 10 and 11 platoons stops the first assault. The VC withdraw, running back east, carrying wounded when possible, leaving dead. The rubber plantation between the lines is covered with bodies, khaki, uniforms, pith helmets, weapons, blood. The carnage is visible. The rain washes blood into rivulets. Streams of red water run through mud. The Australians cease fire, conserve ammunition. The respite is brief. Smith assesses the situation. His company faces a regiment, maybe 2 regiments, 2,000 to 3,000 Viet Cong, against 108 Australians. The mathematics are catastrophic. The company cannot survive repeated assaults, not with current ammunition, not without support. He must get artillery, get reinforcements, or die. The choice is simple. He radios Task Force headquarters. The transmission is calm, professional, clipped Australian accent, contact, heavy contact, regiment-sized enemy force, multiple assaults, request artillery fire support, request reinforcements, urgent, over. The response is immediate. Task Force acknowledges, artillery approved, fire missions are being plotted, infantry reinforcements are being organised. It will take time. Hold your position. Help is coming. Over, Smith acknowledges. Roger. Will hold. Out. He turns to his company. They will hold. There is no alternative. Withdrawal means death. The VC outnumber them, would catch them in the open, massacre them. The only option is defence. Here, now. Make the VC pay for every metre. Hold until help arrives. That is the mission. Smith looks at his soldiers. Young faces, scared, determined. He nods. They nod back. They understand. They will hold or die trying. That is what soldiers do. 1640 hours. The artillery arrives. A battery. 1st Field Regiment. 105mm howitzers. Pack howitzers. American designed. Light. Mobile. Accurate. 6 guns. The battery is 8 kilometers west at Fire Support Base Coral. The Fire Direction Centre has plotted D Company's position, plotted the VC concentrations, calculated firing data. The guns are ready. Smith radios fire missions. Targets east of D Company position. 200 meters. Fire for effect. Danger close. The artillery acknowledges. Shot out. The warning that shells are incoming. Seconds pass, then the freight train sound. Incoming shells. The 105mm projectiles arc overhead. Impact east of D Company. The explosions are sharp, bright. Shrapnel whistles. Trees are shattered. The VC forming for the next assault are hit. Men are thrown, torn apart. The barrage disrupts the assault. Buys time. Smith adjusts fire, brings it closer. 150 meters. The artillery complies. The next salvo lands closer. Perfect. The VC are being hammered. The forward observer is 2nd Lieutenant Jeff Kendall, 10 platoon commander. He is also the artillery spotter. Dual role. He directs his platoon and calls artillery simultaneously. The workload is immense. He handles it calmly, professionally. He sees VC concentrations through binoculars, estimates range, calls coordinates, the artillery fires. He watches impact, adjusts, left 100, add 50, fire 4, effect. The corrections are precise. The artillery lands exactly where needed. Kendall is saving the company. His fire direction is superb. He will receive the Military Cross, deservedly. Without his artillery direction, D Company would be overrun. The shells buy time, kill attackers, break assaults. Kendall makes it happen. The artillery saves fire support base Coral, 8 kilometers west. The Australian artillery, 105mm howitzers, a battery, 1st Field Regiment. The guns are already firing missions for other units. Now D Company requests fire support. The Fire Direction Center processes the mission, plots coordinates. The guns swing, aim, load. 1640 hours. The first shells arrive, high explosive. The rounds impact east of D Company's position, among the VC forming for the next assault. The explosions tear through massed troops. Bodies are thrown. The VC formation is disrupted, but they reform. Continue preparing. More VC arrive. Reinforcements. Fresh troops. The assault will resume. Smith adjusts fire, brings the artillery closer. The forward observer, 2nd Lieutenant Jeff Kendall, works with the artillery. He sees the VC concentrations, calls coordinates. The guns fire. The shells impact exactly where needed. Danger close. 100 meters from friendly positions. 75. The fragments whistle overhead. The concussion shakes the ground. But the VC are closer. The artillery must fire close, very close. The risk is accepted. The artillery fires continuously. Every available gun, 6 howitzers, later more. The rate of fire is unsustainable. But this is emergency. D Company is fighting for survival. The guns will fire until barrels melt or ammunition exhausts. The gun crews work frantically. Load. Fire. The shells scream toward Long Tan. Impact. Reload. Fire again. The rhythm is constant. No pause. No rest. The artillery is D Company's lifeline. Without it, the company dies. 1650 hours. The 2nd VC. Assault. Larger than the 1st. More troops. Better coordinated. They attack from the east and northeast. Converging attacks. 2 directions simultaneously. Classic infantry tactics. Fix the enemy in place. Flank them. Destroy them. The VC commanders know their business. This is professional military operation. D Company faces the storm. All 3 platoons engaged. 108 rifles against hundreds of attackers. The Australians fire continuously. Magazines are emptied faster. Ammunition consumption is enormous. Each soldier carries 200 rounds. Some have already fired half. The battle is minutes old. At this rate, ammunition will be exhausted in an hour. Maybe less. The M60 machine guns are critical. Each gun fires 600 rounds per minute. The barrels glow red. The crews change barrels. Keep firing. The ammunition belts feed through. Empty. Another belt. The ammunition bearers supply continuously, but the basic load is finite. 1,000 rounds per gun. That is 17 minutes of sustained fire. The guns must fire burst, conserve, but the VC mass demands fire. The gun crews make impossible choices. Fire now, maybe run out later, or conserve. Let the enemy close. Both options are bad. They fire. The artillery impacts among the VC. The shells are falling continuously. Every 30 seconds another salvo. 6 guns firing in rotation. The barrage is constant. The VC assault is disrupted. Troops are killed. Formations break, but they continue. Push through the fire, accept casualties, keep coming. The doctrine is mass and momentum. The casualties are expected, acceptable. They have 2,000 troops. They can lose hundreds and still win. The numbers favour them. Time favours them. They believe this. 1,700 hours. The assault reaches the Australian line. The VC are meters away. Grenades are thrown, both sides. The explosions are close, personal. SLR rifles fire point blank. The VC fall, but more come. They fire AK-40. 7s on full automatic. Spray and pray. Volume of fire. The Australians duck. Return fire. Aimed shots. Fire discipline. British Commonwealth training. Shoot what you see. Make every round count. Private Peter Clements sees a VC squad flanking his position. He stands up, fires his SLR on automatic. A violation of doctrine, but necessary. The burst drops 3 enemy soldiers. The others withdraw. Clements reloads. Returns to position. He survives. Later he'll receive a recommendation for gallantry. The courage is commonplace this day. Everyone fights, everyone contributes. This is how small units survive overwhelming odds. Individual initiative, collective discipline. The ammunition crisis. 17-15 hours. The crisis arrives. Ammunition is running low. Platoons report 20 to 30 rounds per man remaining. The machine guns are worse. 100 rounds left. 200. Not enough. Not nearly enough. The VC are still attacking, still coming. If ammunition runs out, the company is finished. Overrun. Annihilated. Every Australian knows this. The situation is desperate. Company Sergeant Major Jack Kirby organises redistribution. Wounded soldiers give their ammunition to those still fighting. Every magazine is collected, counted, redistributed to those who need it most. The machine gunners receive priority. The E-60s are the base of fire. They must keep shooting. The riflemen are given minimum loads, 20 rounds. Fight with that. Make it count. The redistribution buys time, minutes, not much, but minutes matter. Smith radios for resupply. Urgent, critical. The company needs ammunition immediately, or they die. Task Force Headquarters responds. A helicopter is being loaded. Uch-1 Huey, ammunition, grenades, medical supplies. It will fly to Long Tan, land at D Company position, resupply under fire. Dangerous, but necessary. The helicopter crews are brave. They know the situation. They will try. 17-25 hours, the Huey approaches. The pilot sees the battle, traces everywhere, explosions, smoke. The landing zone is hot, very hot. He descends anyway. The helicopter comes in low, fast. The door gunners fire M60s, suppressive fire, keep VC heads down. The Huey flares, touches down. The crew throws out ammunition boxes, medical supplies. The whole evolution takes 30 seconds. The helicopter lifts off, takes fire. Rounds impact the fuselage. The aircraft is hit but flyable. The pilot climbs, gets altitude, returns to base. The crew survives. They delivered. That is what matters. Australians run to the ammunition, grab boxes, carry them to platoons, open containers, distribute magazines, machine gun belts, grenades. The resupply arrives at the critical moment. Men who had 5 rounds now have 60. The machine guns are reloaded, full belts. The defence can continue. The helicopter crew saved D Company, no exaggeration. Without that resupply, the company would have been overrun within 20 minutes. The helicopter crew will receive medals, deservedly. 17-30 hours, the 3rd VC assault, the largest yet. Over 1,000 troops, attacking from 3 sides, east, northeast, southeast, coordinated, determined. This is the main effort. The VC commanders commit everything, crush the Australians, end this. The assault is overwhelming. Human waves, screaming, firing, charging through mud and rain. D Company faces annihilation. 108 men against over 1,000. The odds are 10 to 1. The mathematics are impossible. But the Australians fight. They fire into the mass. SLRs on semi-automatic, controlled, aimed. M60s firing bursts, conserving ammunition but maintaining fire. Grenades thrown when the enemy is close. Artillery shells impacting continuously. Danger close. Very danger close. 50 metres. The fragments whistle over Australian heads. The concussion is stunning. But the VC are closer. The artillery must fire. Smith accepts the risk. Fire close or die. Simple choice. The VC reach the Australian line. Close combat. Bayonets. Rifle butts. Grenades at 3 metres. The fighting is savage. Personal. Australians shoot VC soldiers at arm's length. 17-year-old conscripts kill men while looking in their eyes. This is war at its most primitive, most terrible. The soldiers do what they must. Survive, protect their mates, kill the enemy. No time for thought, only action, training, instinct. Private Bill Akel fires his SLR until empty. No time to reload. A VC soldier rushes him. Akel uses his rifle as a club, swings, connects. The VC drops. Akel grabs the man's AK-47, shoots 2 more enemy with it, then retrieves his own rifle, reloads, keeps fighting. The improvisation is instant, necessary, survival. Akel will survive the battle, return to Australia, live a long life. He never forgets this moment. The closeness, the fear, the determination. He survives because he refused to quit. The thunder at the gate. 1745 hours. Task Force Headquarters. Alpha Company, 6th Battalion, Royal Australian Regiment is ready. Reinforcements. 3 APCs from the 1st Armoured Personnel Carrier Squadron carry the infantry. M113 Armoured Personnel Carriers, American-made, Australian crewed. Each APC mounts a 50 caliber M2 Browning machine gun, 12.7mm, heavy, powerful. The armour is aluminum, light, but sufficient against small arms. Each APC carries 10 to 12 soldiers plus crew. 3 crew per vehicle, driver, commander, gunner. The 3 APCs carry 30 soldiers from a company, plus 9 crew, not many, 39 total. But enough. Maybe. The plan is simple. Drive to Long Tan, navigate through rubber plantation, find D Company, break through to them, reinforce, resupply. Extract wounded if possible. The APCs provide mobile firepower. The 50 caliber machine guns are devastating. The armour protects against rifle fire, the infantry adds rifles. Together they are a relief force. Not strong, but mobile, fast, unexpected. The VC are focused on D Company. They do not expect attack from behind. The APCs will exploit this. Hit the VC rear, surprise, momentum, break through. That is the plan. The APCs move out at 1745 hours. They drive east through the rain. The lead APC is commanded by Sergeant Bob Buick. Wait, different Buick than the wounded corporal. Common name. This Sergeant Buick commands the lead vehicle. He stands in the commander's hatch. Exposed but necessary, he must see, navigate. The visibility is terrible. Rain, mud. The plantation is maze of trees. He guides his driver left, right, straight. The APC responds. The vehicle weighs over 10 tons. Aluminum armour, diesel engine. Top speed 40 km per hour on roads. Less on rough ground, much less in mud. The driver fights the terrain. The tracks slip. Grab. Throw mud. The APC lurches forward. Behind the lead APC, 2 more follow. They drive in column. 30 meters spacing, standard tactical formation. Far enough that one mine does not destroy multiple vehicles. Close enough to support each other. The column advances, the mud is deep, the rain is blinding, but the drivers keep going, maximum effort. The mission is critical. D Company is dying. Every minute matters. The APCs push through. The radio reports from D Company are grim. Artillery fire support is continuous, but ammunition is becoming critical again. The helicopter resupply helped, but consumption is enormous. 3 hours of continuous combat. Thousands of rounds fired. The soldiers are exhausted. Smith's transmissions are professional but strained. The stress is audible beneath the calm. How long can they hold? No one knows. The APCs must reach them soon, very soon, or there will be no one to rescue. 1800 hours. The APCs reach the edge of Long Tan Plantation. The drivers slow, caution. They are entering the battle zone. Sergeant Buick scans ahead. He sees tracers, red and green, Australian and VC, explosions, artillery impacts, smoke. The noise is continuous. Thunder from guns, crack of rifles, roar of machine guns. The battle is 200 meters ahead, visible through the trees. The VC rear formations are between the APCs and D Company. Perfect. The enemy is focused forward. The APCs can attack from behind. Classic tactics. Exploit the gap. Buick keys his radio. All stations this net. Prepare to engage. We are going in. Acknowledge. The other APC commanders respond. Roger, Wilco, the column accelerates. The APCs enter the plantation. They drive toward the sound, toward D Company, toward the VC rear. The geometry is straight lines. The rubber trees are planted in rows. The APCs drive along the rows. The trees provide minimal cover. The VC will see them coming, but by then it will be too late. The APCs will be among them, moving, firing. The enemy cannot stop them. 18:05 hours. Contact. The lead APC sees VC troops. Dozens. They are facing east, watching D Company, preparing to assault. They do not see the APC approaching from behind. Sergeant Buick does not wait. He opens fire with the .50 caliber. The M2 Browning roars. The heavy machine gun is devastating. 12.7mm rounds. Each weighs 43 grams. Muzzle velocity over 800 meters per second. The kinetic energy is enormous. Anything hit is destroyed. Human bodies explode. The rounds pass through multiple soldiers, kill or wound 3 or 4 with single shots. The effect is catastrophic. The VC rear formations are slaughtered in seconds. 30 soldiers dead in the first burst, more wounded. The survivors turn, face this new threat. They are shocked, confused. Where did the APCs come from? How did they penetrate? The VC try to respond. Aim weapons, fire. But the APCs are moving, hard to hit. The aluminum armor deflects AK-47 rounds. The bullets spark off the hull. The crew is protected. They keep firing. The infantry and the APCs shoot through firing ports. SLRs firing. The geometry is perfect. The VC are exposed, bunched together. The Australians shoot systematically. Pick targets. Fire. The VC fall. Some try to charge the APCs. Brave but futile. The .50 calibers cut them down. Bodies pile up. The VC rear is collapsing. One VC soldier with an RPG launcher aims at the lead APC. Dangerous. The rocket can penetrate the armor. Sergeant Buick sees him. Swings the .50 caliber. Fires. The burst hits the VC soldier. He disintegrates. The RPG falls unfired. Buick traverses. Seeks more targets. There are many. He fires continuously. The gun is designed for sustained fire. Water-cooled. Reliable. It fires and fires. The barrel does not overheat. The ammunition belt feeds smoothly. The gun is working perfectly. The VC are dying. The second and third APCs engage. 3 .50 caliber machine guns firing simultaneously. The combined firepower is overwhelming. The VC rear is being destroyed. Hundreds of rounds per minute. Every burst kills. Wounds. The VC cannot stand against this. They break. Some run. Others try to fight. They die. The rear formations dissolve. The assault on D Company loses cohesion. Units turn to face the APCs. The focus shifts. The pressure on D Company decreases. 18:10 hours. The APCs reach D Company's position. They have driven through VC formations, run over soldiers who tried to stop them. The tracks are covered with blood. Bodies lie crushed behind. War is not clean. It is mechanical. Brutal. The APCs are weapons. They kill by fire and by movement. Both are effective. Both are necessary. The relief has arrived. The APCs form a defensive position. The .50 calibers continue firing outward. The infantry dismounts. 30 fresh soldiers. They move to reinforce D Company's line, extend the perimeter, fill gaps. The wounded can now be evacuated. The APCs provide transport, armor protection. The critical casualties are loaded. They will be driven to medical facilities. Survive. The less critical remain. Fight. The mission is not over. The VC are still attacking, still dangerous. But the reinforcements change everything. D Company is no longer alone, no longer isolated. The relief force has broken through. The situation is saved. The VC assault breaks. The momentum is lost. The surprise rear attack disrupted them. The artillery continues pounding. The reinforced Australians pour fire into the VC formations. The enemy has taken terrible casualties. Hundreds dead. Many hundreds wounded. The assault is failing. The VC commanders realize this. They order withdrawal. The troops disengage, retreat east, carrying wounded, leaving dead. The assault has failed. The field of bodies. 18:30 hours. The firing decreases. Sporadic shots. The VC are withdrawing. D Company holds position. They do not pursue. Ammunition is still limited. The soldiers are exhausted. 3 hours of continuous combat. They have fired thousands of rounds, thrown dozens of grenades, fought hand to hand. They are spent. Let the enemy go. Survival is enough. Victory is holding the field. They have won. That is sufficient. The rain continues, heavy monsoon. The battlefield is mud and blood. The rubber plantation is destroyed. Trees are shattered by artillery. Shell craters everywhere. Brass casings cover the ground. Thousands, tens of thousands. The smell is terrible. Cordite, blood, explosives, death. The stench will haunt the survivors. The wounded are collected. 18 Australians are dead. 24 wounded. From 108 men, 42 casualties, nearly 40%. Some platoons suffered 50% losses. The company is shattered, but it held. The line never broke. The position was never overrun. The mission was accomplished. Hold until relieved. They did. The dead are identified. Young men, 17, 18, 19. National servicemen mostly. Conscripts. They never chose to be here, but they fought like professionals, died like soldiers. Their sacrifice will be remembered. Australia will honour them. The battle will become legend. The dead will never be forgotten. The wounded are treated. Corpsmen work continuously. Bandages, morphine, plasma. The injuries are severe. Gunshot wounds, shrapnel. The doctors do what they can. Stabilise. Prepare for evacuation. Helicopters will come at first light. Extract the wounded. Take them to hospital. Surgery. Recovery. Some will return to duty. Others will go home. All will carry scars. Physical and otherwise. 1900 hours. Darkness falls. The battlefield is quiet. The rain continues. D Company consolidates position, counts ammunition, reports status. The artillery remains on call, ready to fire if the VC return, but the enemy is gone. Withdrawn into the jungle, licking wounds, counting their own dead. They will not attack tonight. Everyone knows this. The Australians rest, sleep in shifts, half awake, half sleeping. The exhaustion is total. The morning after dawn, August 19th, first light. The rain has stopped. The clouds lift. Visibility improves. The battlefield is revealed. The carnage is visible. Bodies everywhere. Viet Cong dead lying in rows, where the machine guns cut them down, where artillery caught them, where they fell charging. Hundreds of bodies. The counting begins. Australian infantry sweep the plantation. They move carefully. Some VC wounded might be alive, might fight. The sweep is methodical, professional. Each body is checked. Weapons are collected. Documents are searched. Intelligence is gathered. The Australians are thorough. This is after-action procedure. Standard, necessary. The count is staggering. 245 VC bodies confirmed. This is bodies actually found and counted. More are certainly in the jungle, wounded who died during withdrawal, buried by comrades. The Vietnamese remove their dead when possible, honour the fallen. The actual VC casualties are estimated at 500 to 600 killed, over 1,000 wounded. From a force of 2,500, the VC lost nearly half. The regiment is destroyed as a fighting unit. They will not operate again for months. Equipment captured is enormous. AK-47s, RPGs, machine guns, mortars, ammunition, medical supplies, documents, maps, unit rosters. The intelligence haul is significant. It confirms the enemy force size. The Viet Cong 275th Regiment, the North Vietnamese Army 8th Battalion, combined force of 2,500 troops, all committed, all defeated. The victory is total. The mathematics are analysed. 108 Australians defeated 2,500 Viet Cong, killed over 245 confirmed, wounded hundreds more. Australian losses, 18 killed, 24 wounded. The exchange ratio is over 10 to 1, maybe higher. The disparity demonstrates the value of training, discipline, artillery support, and courage. The Australians were outgunned but not outfought. They held through determination and firepower. They won because they refused to lose. The recognition battle, the aftermath brings controversy. Major Harry Smith commands the company. He held the position, made critical decisions, called artillery danger close, organised the defence. He expects the Victoria Cross, Australia's highest award, or at least the Distinguished Service Order. He receives the Military Cross, a gallantry award, respected, but not the highest. Smith is bitter. Many agree his actions warranted the Victoria Cross. The company was outnumbered 20 to 1. They held, they won. Yet the recognition seems inadequate. The politics of military awards, complex, often unfair. The soldiers know what they did. That is enough. But still, years later, veterans lobby for Smith's award upgrade. 2017. 51 years after the battle, Harry Smith's Military Cross is upgraded, not to Victoria Cross, but a higher recognition, acknowledgement. Smith is in his 80s. The recognition comes late, but it comes. The legacy Long Tan becomes Australia's most famous Vietnam battle. August 18th becomes Long Tan Day. Veterans gather. Remember fallen comrades. The nation honours them. The battle proves Australian soldiers are equal to any. Professional, courageous, effective. The rubber plantation is marked, a cross-erected memorial, Australian and Vietnamese. Both sides remember, the trees still stand, rows of rubber. The ground is peaceful now. Hard to imagine the violence. But those who were there remember, always. Tactically, Long Tan demonstrates key principles. Artillery support is decisive. When infantry is outnumbered, artillery equalises. The Australian forward observers called fire expertly. Danger close, continuously. Without artillery, D Company dies. With it, they win. Training matters. The Australians were professional. Fire discipline, ammunition conservation. When outnumbered, training compensates. Quality defeats quantity when quality is high enough. 108 against 2,500. The better trained force won. Leadership is critical. Smith made decisions under pressure. Called for support. Refused to panic. Inspired confidence. The soldiers trusted him. They followed his orders. Good leadership multiplies combat effectiveness. Smith's leadership saved the company. Courage is individual. Every soldier at Long Tan fought with courage. 17-year-old conscripts stood under fire. They did not run, they fought. When everyone fights, no one is alone. The burden is distributed. 108 men were brave together. That saved them. The comparison. Long Tan is compared to other battles. Rorke's Drift. Cameroon. Small forces against overwhelming numbers. Victory through discipline and firepower. Long Tan joins the pantheon. The battles where the few defeated the many. But Long Tan is unique. The Monsoon, the rubber plantation, the artillery support, the helicopter resupply, the APC relief force. The combination is uniquely 20th century, yet the courage is timeless. The same determination that held Rorke's Drift held Long Tan. The weapons change. The courage remains constant. The Viet Cong fought bravely too. They charged into fire, accepted casualties. They were worthy enemies. The Australians respect this. Good soldiers respect good soldiers, even enemies. The personal cost. The survivors carry Long Tan with them. Post-traumatic stress. Nightmares. Survivor guilt. 18 died. Why not me? The question haunts many. Some cope well, some poorly. War affects everyone. None leave unchanged. Families suffer too. They live with men who saw things, did things. The veterans do not talk, cannot talk. The families try to understand. The gap is permanent. The veterans find each other, share the burden. This helps. Sometimes. Australia honours them. Long Tan Day. Ceremonies. The nation remembers. The veterans stand. Some cry. The emotion is real. 50 years later, the memories are fresh. Time does not heal these wounds. The veterans learn to live with them. The place now, Long Tan Rubber Plantation, still exists. The trees still grow. The memorial cross stands. Australians visit. Veterans return. Show families where they fought, where friends died. The land is quiet. The violence is memory. For those who were there, Long Tan never left. The place holds power, sacred ground. Vietnamese live nearby. They remember too. Their fathers fought. The village lost men. The war divided families. The scars remain. The Vietnamese honour their dead, respect Australian sacrifice. The memorial is maintained. Both sides. Recognition of shared suffering. Tourists come now, Australians mostly. They walk the battlefield, follow the fight. The guides explain, show positions. The tourists try to imagine. Mostly they fail. How can you imagine hell? You cannot. You can only respect those who lived it. The story is told. The sacrifice is honoured. That matters. The final count, August 18th, 1966. The Battle of Long Tan. 4 hours of combat. 108 Australians against 2,500 Viet Cong. The odds were impossible. 23-1. Yet they held. Australian casualties. 18 killed. 24 wounded. 42 total. Nearly 40%. High, but not catastrophic. The company survived. Viet Cong casualties. 245 confirmed killed. Estimated 500 to 600 total killed. Over 1,000 wounded. The 275th Regiment was destroyed. The artillery fired approximately 3,000 rounds, 3 tons of high explosive. The guns fired continuously for 3 hours. The gunners saved D Company. Without artillery, the company dies. With it, they win. The helicopter resupply arrived at the critical moment. 30 seconds on ground, delivered ammunition, left under fire. Minutes later would have been too late. The crew saved 108 lives. The APC relief force broke through when needed. 30 soldiers, 3 vehicles, the surprise, the firepower. The VC assault collapsed. The reinforcements made victory certain. Long Tan proves small forces can defeat large forces when conditions align. Training, firepower, artillery, leadership, courage, all present, all critical. The Australians did everything right. 108 defeated 2,500. The victory was not luck, it was skill. The rubber trees still stand, the rain still falls. The plantation is peaceful. But for those who fought there, Long Tan remains vivid. The sound, the smell, the fear. Memory does not fade. 18 died. They are never forgotten. Their sacrifice is honoured. Australia remembers. The fallen rest. The survivors carry on. That is the legacy. Memory, honour, sacrifice. Long Tan, forever.